Video we will be creating a Flutter bot with Flask framework and uploading our Flask app to GitHub and deploying it to Heroku server.
So first of all, let me show you how this app works. So here's a text file in which I will write, let's say I'm writing hello world, and I send this to my bot. And what my bot do is it will take that query which I sent and it will add a time stamp in front of it. So this is a simple app. Now let's create that. First of all, open your terminal and migrate to desktop, and I will create a new directory on my desktop named chatbot application. Now I will migrate to that chatbot application folder, and there I will create a new Flutter project with Flutter create chatbot app. After my project is created, I will migrate to that folder and I will open this Flutter application in my Visual Studio Code. Let me align everything and start my emulator first. So now what we need to do is I'm going to my first of all I will delete this web support because I don't need this. Now I'll go to my library main.dart and I will delete everything else. Now let's start coding. First of all, import material. After that, what we need to do is write void main run app, and we'll create a new class my app. Okay, we need a stateless widget of my app. I'll write my app in here and I will return a material app in this. First of all, we will hide that debug banner. I'll set this as false. Title, it would be chatbot. Now what we need to do is set a home. So we'll creating a new screen. Now go to your library folder and create a new file homescreen.dart. Now in homescreen.dart we will create import material, and from there we will create a new stateful widget rather, home screen, the name home screen. Here you need to write home screen again so that it can import that file. Okay, we got it working. Now what we need to do, we need some properties and variables for our app. We will define first, defining some properties and variables. So we need a state management for our animated list. Now we got animated list state, so we'll create a new list key and write global key and close it. Okay, we got our animated list state key done. Now we need a new list of type string. So this would be an empty list for now. So we'll write data. This is the name of our list, and we will write it. This is an empty list for now. We'll need some other properties like static constant. All the queries will be posted to this bot URL. So we don't have that now. Now let's create that first. For creating the Heroku bot, go to your Heroku dashboard, and here what you need to do is create new app. So I'm writing this app name as chatbot application. Rather what we can do is Flutter chatbot app. So the name of this app is Flutter chatbot app. Now let this get created. Okay, we got our application created. Now there are two methods for doing this. Heroku CLI. In that we can go through the terminal process. You can if you are on Mac you can go with Brew, and if you are on Windows you can install the exe execution file, if you don't have Brew installed on your PC, what you can do is just go to Homebrew. Just search Homebrew on Google and you will be redirected to this website. From there you can install Homebrew on your Mac. But in this tutorial we'll be using GitHub for our deployment. Now before doing anything else, go to your github.com and log into your account and create a new repository. I'm going to name this repository as Flutter Chatbot and just click create repository. For now this is an empty repository. What we need to do is just clone this repository on our desktop, and we'll be writing some code in it. Git clone. So it is cloning that repository. Okay, we got our repository on our desktop. Now migrate to that folder, Flutter Chatbot. Okay, open this in our Visual Studio Code. So this opens that folder in our Visual Studio. We need to first of all create a new file, app.py. This will be the Python file which will install our web server. And also for Heroku we need a proc file. This tells Heroku what sort of app we are trying to use. So before doing anything else, we need some Python packages. Pip install Flask. This is the tool which will help us to create the website, or rather query data. And here we also need to install Unicorn. Unicorn is an HTTP server which will help us, our Flask app, to communicate with the command. Like we will sending a post query, so it will respond to that query. So we got our Unicorn and Flask installed. Next step we need to do is, in the folder, what we will be doing is we'll writing pip freeze, and we'll be creating a new file, requirements.txt. Okay, this is nothing issue of right now. So you can see we have this requirement.txt file with Flask and Unicorn version listed there. This will tell the Heroku web server that we need to install these plugins. Now we'll be editing our proc file. We'll be writing web unicorn app from Flask, import Flask, comma, we also need JSONify and request library. Also time, because we'll be predicting time lapse in front of our query. Now we need let us define our app. This will be a Flask app with the name. Okay, now we need to define some root, because this I will be writing this root as /bot, and the method would be post method. Whenever we will be sending any query, we need to write this. We'll be sending this query to the URL. Remember that bot variable that we created in main.dart. So we will be writing the URL for our Heroku app and /bot, because that is the root for our query. And I will be defining a new function here, name response. We'll be defining query of dictionary type with request dot form. Okay, and this will be our query. This will be sending from main.dart file. Don't worry, I will tell you in end how this works. And we'll be displaying a result with in a new variable named result query plus there will be some space, because whatsoever string the user input, then space, and then the time. So for time we need time dot ctime. This is a function which will result the exact time lapse at which the query is made, and then we'll return the response in JSON. So return JSONify response and result. Okay, this is very simple for now, don't worry. Now what we need to do is just write main. This will be telling our Unicorn web server on which port we need to run our application. So right now we'll be writing this as host 0.0.0.0. Don't worry for this, it will automatically be regenerated by Unicorn. Now we got our proc file done, we got our app.py done, and we got our requirements.py done, requirements.txt done, sorry. Don't worry for this error, this will be removed by. Now let us push our git repository. So we created all this. What we need to do first is I'll be writing git commit m release. Okay, I made a mistake. First we need to add those files. So I'll be clear, git add full stop. So we added all those files. Now we need to commit that. Okay, we got the file committed. Now I'll be pushing them to my origin. Okay, I think I made some mistake. Okay, yes, first we need to set the origin. This is my origin. I will press enter. Okay, it is showing again error. Okay, I forgot to add this git branch m main. Now it is working. Now we can push our origin. Origin was already present now. So it is uploading our files from our desktop to GitHub server. Okay, now what we can do is clear this and reload our page so that we can see whether the files are created or not. Okay, proc file app.py and requirement.txt. Now go to your Heroku, select GitHub as your deployment service, and now search for that repository Flutter chatbot. Click search. So we got Flutter chatbot. Now I will just wait for CI to pass before deployment, enable automatic deploy, and I will deploy this main branch. Let's wait for this unicorn to upload our web page. See, you can see now it is installing Flask, PyTime, pip, SQLite. So all this is a part of Heroku server. It will install everything for you. Wait for a few seconds, and after that we will get our URL for which we need to make request. It is compressing. Okay, we got it done. Launching. Okay, here we have our URL, flutter chatbot app.herokuapp.com, and we'll write /bot because this is the root for our. I will write it here also. In Flask app we define the root for our app, for our query, that is bot. Okay, now what next step we need to do is create a text editing controller named query controller. This will be the thing which this will be the text editing controller. The user enters the text and it will take that text through this controller. Now we will return a scaffold with the app bar, and there will be a tight background color for app bar, that will be colors.blue. The center title yes, and we will write the text as chatbot. Now let me first of all, before doing anything else, let me run the app first. Okay, why is it taking time? Okay, we got our application built. You can see we have chatbot in center in the app bar. Now we need to create a body. So in body we need before doing that, let me create a background color so that everything looks nice and pretty. Blue color is not the thing which I wanted to implement. I will just change it to colors.gray and 300. Okay, this is working nice. This is looking nice. Now we need to body tag, and here we will create a stack with children of type widget. Here we need an animated list. I will just remove this and item builder for now. I'll not be doing it right now. We need a key, as we already created a list key. Okay, we got our key done. Now I need the initial item count. So that would be for now the string. For now our list is empty, but we will be adding item in it. Don't worry. So for initial item count, that would be data.length. Now I need an item builder. In item builder I will add build context int index animation. All these properties would be called by another function which we will be creating right now. So don't worry that why are you writing so fast and not explaining anything. I'll explain till everything in end. So here we got our widget. We'll be building a new function for widget which will take parameters like context and then animation and an index as parameter. Okay, now widget, I'll name this as build item. I will define some parameters: string item animation, am I writing wrong, animation, comma, and then int index. Okay, for now let me leave this as blank. I'm leaving this right now. I'll be creating that. I'll return build item. In here I will write context, or rather data, a list, and index. Every time it fetch this function, we will take the index value. Now after that we need to create a text field and a message icon. So I will align this in the bottom center, and I'll also provide a child to this alignment class. Before doing that, let me write text field and icon field. Okay, the child would be a color filtered child of the property color filtered dot linear to sRGB gamma. Now after that we need a child of container with a specific colors dot white 12, I guess. Okay, white is okay, and that would be, and also a child of padding. We need a padding from top and left. Let me show you how we will do this. Padding left, right. Okay, we need a padding from left to right. Now also a child of text field with a decoration of input text field decoration, with the decoration of input decoration, and icons would be icons dot message. Okay, we got our message icon, and color would be colors dot blue. Let me reload our application first. Okay, you can see we have a text field and an message icon displayed here. Okay, we got our text field, hello, and we also have our button there. Now what we need to do next is go to okay, not here, we can do it in this section of text field, hint text, that would be a hello. Okay, we got okay, hello bot. And after that we can also do is fill colors dot white 12. Okay, we will filling that color in this text field, and also doing some and setting up the controller as query controller. So we got our text field and message icon done. Another thing what we need to do is input action. Input action is something while you are typing in your keyboard and you see a button like enter or search or send, right? It is tick right now. Let me reload that. Okay, it is search for now because I entered input text action dot send. I will remove this bot, it's not looking nice. And other than that, I will also define some properties to my text style, colors, and colors dot black, so that it don't look bad there. Okay, I got my app reloaded, and here you can see I have the send button, and we have a black text. Okay, I removed that, it's already looking fine. Now we need to create an on submit function, and this will return this dot get response. So we will be creating this function also, get response. It will get response from our client, HTTP client, and it will display the result. So we'll creating a response void get response, and what we need is if query controller. So we'll be checking whether the text which user entered is greater than 0. Text dot length is greater than 0. then what we need to do is this dot insert single item. So this would be a new function called insert single item, in which we'll be entering that single item which user pressed to our query. So for now, let me create a new function called insert single item. Okay, void insert single item, and in insert single item I need a string of message because I will be inserting that message. Now we will call our list data dot add. We'll be adding values message. Okay, we'll be adding this message to our list. Now list key, okay, dot current state, we'll set the state for list key insert item, and then it will insert that item data dot length -1. Whatsoever with the length of our list, we will subtract 1 from it, and we will add that to the current state of our animated list. Now we need to go to build item function and define this. So this bool mine is the thing when I am sending the query to the bot, it is also adding a bracket bot in end of my query. So I will return size. So this will help me differentiate whether the query is mine or it is from bot. After that, we need size factor animation, child padding, and the padding would be insets only top 10. And here I need a container, alignment, mine. If the text is of mine, then I will set the alignment as top right, and if the text is from bot, then I will set alignment from top right. Okay, I got this done. Now I'll need a child. So I'll be creating this child as by using this plugin called Bubble. You can see this is used in a WhatsApp and other application. Okay, so I'll be installing this. I'll click on installing, and I'll be copying this and pasting it to my YAML file, and just paste it here, and click on save button so that it can download that package. Now what we can do is, okay, I think this got our package downloaded. Let me also upgrade our project so that we don't encounter any issue. What I can do is click write bubble. It's not showing BUBBL. Let me close everything. Bubble. Okay, I got it working. Bubble child text, and here in text I will write will replace all bracket bot that is displayed with my query with a space. And also I am setting up text style, color, mine colors dot white 12, I guess. Okay, white. If it would be an query sent by me, then it will have the color as white, and if it will be a query sent by the bot, then it will have a color. If it will be a query sent by me, then it will have a color white, and if it will be the query sent by bot, then it will be color black. And I am also defining the color for my container. Don't worry, when I will run the app, you will get what all is going on. Just replace it with colon and delete this. Okay, we got this working. Now you see that we have everything going. I will write hello world. I will click on enter. Actually I just got to know that I have not created the client. So without client I will not be able to send a request. So for doing that I will need a package called HTTP. So I'll go to my pub.dev package selector, and I will write HTTP there, and I will install this HTTP package. I'll just copy and paste it in my YAML file. Okay, now I will just import this HTTP package to my project. Let it download first. Okay, now import http as http. Okay, and here http dot client, I'll write this function name as get client, and I will return http dot client. Now I think this is showing some issue. Just replace it from there and paste it beneath our inserting the single item. Okay, now I replace it there. Now I just need to edit my try response function. You can see I will writing try client.post. I will post my query. First of all, I need the URL. Okay, I got the bot URL. Now I need a body. That would be a query, and that query would be query controller.text. Whatever user insert, I will just paste it as my post request. Then I need the response, and here I just closed it. Now if okay, I'll print the response at the response dot I think it is okay, I have to check the spelling, response dot body. And after that, what I need to do is create a new map of string and dynamic type, because the time lapse would contain string and other integer values. So I write this as dynamic, and I will create a new map name data and then decode that response to body. And I will call the function insert single item, and I will pass data and response plus the bot URL or the bot in parentheses. Finally, I will close the client query controller, and I'll clear the text field. Okay, now let us check our application. If somehow this emulator is not working, so I will run the application to my mobile screen and I'll connect it and show you. Okay, so it is working. Now you can see I write hello, it will result hello, and the timestamp printed on it. You can see in end I am getting that okay, it replaces. Now everything is working fine. Do subscribe to /Flutter channel. All this video took lot of effort, so please consider giving a like. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.